Hi, welcome to Warrior versus Dragon Flow, the full flow. Let's get started on our mats in a seated, comfortable position, or a comfortable seated position. Bring your spine up over your tailbone, bring your hands to your knees with your palms face down. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down away from your ears. Tuck your chin slightly, close your eyes, and just start to notice your breathing without making any changes. Notice how you're breathing in and out. Notice how your chest moves up and down. Notice the length of your breath. Bring awareness to the space between your upper lip and nose. Before we begin, we will start with an affirmation, one that will carry us through our practice and throughout the rest of our day. Bring your hands to your heart center in prayer, keeping your eyes closed. Continue to breathe naturally here. And say these words aloud with me. I am a warrior. I defeat my dragons. I create the world I want. Say that one more time. I am a warrior. I defeat my dragon. I create the world I want. Keeping your hands where they are and your eyes closed. Take a deep inhale. Hold it. Sigh it out. Again, inhale. Hold it. Sigh it out. One more time, inhale. Take another sip of air. Hold it. Sigh it out. Close your mouth. Start to breathe in and out through your nose. Add a slight contraction to the back of your throat, going to your Ujjayi breath. That oceanic sound. Bring your hands back to your knees with your palms face down. Keep your eyes closed and bring your chin closer to your chest, leaning your head forward. Let your head hang here and relax so you can feel that nice long stretch in the back of your neck. Slowly bring your head to the right, bringing that right ear closer to your shoulder. Letting your head relax here, relaxing the muscles, feeling the stretch in the left side of your neck. Bring your chin back to chest. Bring your head over to the left, bringing that left ear closer to your shoulder. Letting your head hang here, relaxing the muscles, feeling the stretch. Chin back to chest, and over to the right again. Chin back to chest, and over to the left again. Bring your chin back to chest one last time. Lift your head up to center. Slowly blink your eyes open. Place your right fingertips on the mat beside you, reaching your fingers away from you as you tilt your head to the left, bringing that left ear closer to your left shoulder once again. Feeling a little bit deeper stretch here. If you'd like a little extra tension, place your left hand on top of your head. Just adding the weight, no pressure. And release both hands back to your knees and your head back to center. Place your left hand on the mat, your fingertips stretching away from you. Bend your head to the right. If you'd like a little extra tension here, place your right hand on top of your head, just adding the weight again. No push or pull. And release both hands back to your knees. Bring your hands to your heart center and prayer with your palms together. Press your palms together as you raise your prayer hands and then lower them, stretching out your wrists. Lower them until you feel that stretch in your wrist. Raise them up again and lower them, keeping your palms together as you do this. Raise again and lower. Raise one more time and lower. Bring your hands back to the center and flip your palms the other way around so the back of your hands are pressed into each other. With the same force, press the backs of your hands into each other. Lift your hands up and lower them. Turning to press your hands back together, up, down, again, up, down, one more time, up, and down, and release. Come to a tabletop position on your mat with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Bring your feet out and back of your knees. Inhale, arch your back, bring your head forward, and exhale, round your back, look toward your belly button. Again, inhale forward, letting your heart shine through your shoulders. And exhale, round your back, pressing your hands and your knees into the mat. Inhale forward. And exhale, round your back. Return to tabletop position, that neutral spine. Inhale your right hand forward and your left leg back. Flex your left foot. Inhale again. And exhale, bring your knee to touch your elbow as your foot points. Inhale, extend, flexing that foot, and exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow as you round the back here. Inhale, extend, and place your hand and your knee back on the mat, coming to that neutral tabletop. Inhale your left hand forward and your right foot back. Flex the foot, inhale again, and exhale, bring your knee to touch your elbow as you let the foot point. Inhale, extend, flex the foot, exhale, round your back and touch your knee to your elbow. Inhale, extend, exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, and set your hands and your foot back on the mat. Tuck your toes, press your toes into the mat to lift your knees up and press your hips up and come into a downward facing dog. Since this is our first downward facing dog with a practice, let's make sure we have a good setup here. Look forward at your hands, make sure your index fingers are pointed toward the front of the mat. Your fingers are splayed wide. Roll your elbows in and up, shoulders down away from your ears. To help you get that nice straight spine, lift your heels, bend your knees, press your hips up into the sky. That will help you feel that sensation of straightening that spine, and then start to straighten your knees and bring your feet closer to the mat. If you have tendency for hyperextension, be sure to add a slight bend in your knees. Make sure your elbows or your shoulders are away from your ears, and continue to press your hips up into the sky. Inhale your right leg up to three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Rotate your ankle one direction 3 times, and the other direction 3 times. Draw a circle with your knee one direction 3 times, and the other direction 3 times. Straighten the knee and set the foot back on the mat, close to or back into your downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up to three-legged dog, bend the knee, stack the hips, rotate the ankle one direction 3 times, and the other direction 3 times. Draw a circle with your knee one direction 3 times, and the other direction 3 times. Straighten the leg back to three-legged dog and set the foot back on the mat, coming to your downward facing dog. Look forward at your hands. Step your left leg up in between your hands, followed by your right. Bring your toes to touch together. And then heel toe them out. So they're about hip width distance apart, just so that you feel the difference here. Bend your knees and let your belly touch the tops of your thighs. Let your back round here, coming into a nice ragdoll pose. You can hang out here with your hands on the mat or grab opposite elbows to let yourself hang a little bit more, maybe sway back and forth. Shake your head, yes and no. Come to stillness, set your hands back on the mat. Inhale to a flat back, straightening the knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing. And exhale your hands down to your heart center. Bring your feet back to touching. Inhale your hands back up overhead. And exhale, bring your left hand in front and your right hand in back, coming into this twist, keeping your hips squared to the front of the mat as you come into this twist. Inhale your hands back to center. Exhale, left hand in back, right hand in front. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center and exhale to the left. Continuing to keep those hips facing the front of your mat. Inhale back to center and exhale your hands down to your heart center. For one more inhale and exhale, and hands up overhead as you inhale. Bring your hands and your palms to touch, interlace your thumbs. Bring your shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale, straighten through the spine, and exhale, lean to the right. Coming into this side bend. Work on keeping your hips squared to the front of the mat and your torso as well. Shoulders down away from your ears, chin away from chest. Each time you inhale, stretch a little more through the spine, and exhale, bend a little deeper. One more time, inhale, and exhale, bend. Inhale brings you back to center. Cross your thumbs the other way, so whichever thumb was on the bottom, bring it on the top. Inhale, stretch up through the spine, and exhale, bend to the left. Root through your feet, press your thighs together. Bring your belly button in toward your spine. Bring your elbows back a little bit more by your ears, chin away from chest. Inhale, and exhale, bend a little deeper. Inhale, stretch that spine, and exhale, bend. Inhale back to center. Bring your hands to the small of your back with your fingers facing down. Elbows out and back of you. Inhale, stretch up through the spine, letting your heart shine up, and exhale, start to bend backward, keeping your thighs pressed together, pressing your hips forward. If it's okay on your neck, you can bend your head back and look toward that back wall. And if you're ready, bring your hands down past your glutes to your thighs. Each time you inhale, think about stretching through that spine. And exhale, bend a little deeper. Inhale brings you all the way back up, hands up overhead. And exhale down, hands down to your heart center. Inhale your hands up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. And we'll start our flow. As we go through today's flow, or this practice, there's a little bit of a story. And in the last time we go through this flow, I'll share that story with you a little bit. But maybe before we get there, you will start to see it. Inhale your right leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through in between your hands. Lower the back knee. Keep the toes tucked. Inhale up to a low lunge. Maybe do a back bend. Bring your hands down to the mat on the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot out to the side. Step your left foot back a little bit, coming into dragon. Feeling that stretch in your thighs. Tuck your left toes. Heel toe your right foot back into the center. Lift your left knee and turn your left foot so it's facing the side of the mat. Windmill your arms up, first bringing up your left, followed by your right, coming into Warrior Two. Here in Warrior Two, you want a good, strong Warrior Two, because he's going to face the dragon, or she. This back leg is straight, with the weight of the foot in the blade edge of the foot. Hips are open. Bend a little deeper, getting that knee over the ankle. Belly is away from the thigh. Torso is up over the hips. Shoulders down. Arms are straight, parallel to your mat. Look forward at your front middle finger. Turn both feet so they're facing the sides, the side corners of your mat, and come into Goddess, coming into that squat, working your knees over your ankles, bringing your glutes down just a little bit more. Hands up in this beautiful Goddess posture. There's many that we can do. Notice this is one of my favorites. Straighten the knees, come into Star. And exhale back to Goddess. Inhale back to Star. Exhale back to Goddess. Inhale to Star. Exhale to Goddess. Turn the right foot so it faces the side, and turn the left foot so it's now facing the back. Come into Warrior Two at the back of the mat. So we just changed directions. Windmill the arms down to the mat on either side of your left foot. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Pressing those hips up. Inhale your left leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through in between your hands. Lower the back foot. Keep the toes tucked as you inhale your hands up into that low lunge. Maybe give yourself a little back bend. Come back to hands up overhead and bring them down to the mat on the inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot to the side of the mat. Maybe scoot your right knee back a little bit so you can come into a good dragon stretch here. Hands underneath your shoulders. Look forward about 3 feet in front of you. Let your heart shine through your shoulders. Heel toe your left foot back into the center. Tuck your right toes, lift the knee, and turn the foot so it's facing the side of the mat. Bend into the left knee, windmill your arms up, first bringing up the right, followed by the left, coming into Warrior Two. Same thing here. Make sure your feet, your legs are strong. Really work on getting that weight in this back foot into that blade edge of the foot. You'll definitely feel it. Activate the muscles in your arms to help keep them parallel to the front of your mat. Look at the back hand. If it's going down or up, make the adjustment. Making it straight out, look forward at your front hand. Turn both toes so they face the side corners of your mat. Come into Goddess. Really opening up those hips. Bring your hands down to your knees just for a second. Push your knees back to really feel how your knees open up. Bring your hands back up. Straighten the knees, come into Star, straightening the hands. Come back to Goddess. Inhale to Star again. Exhale to Goddess. Inhale again. Back to Goddess. Turn the left foot to face the side as the front foot faces the front. Coming to Warrior Two again at the front of the mat. Windmill the arms down on either side of the right foot. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Inhale the right foot up to three-legged dog. Step the foot through in between your hands. Lower that back foot. Windmill the arms up, coming into Warrior Two. Come into Goddess. Warrior Two on the other side. You notice we did a little bit shorter just this one time, and again on the other side. Lower your right hand down to your thigh, your right thigh, and inhale your left hand up to the sky. Coming into reverse warrior. Feeling that stretch on the left side, come back to warrior 2. Turn both hands so they face the side of that. Lean forward as far as you can. Rotate the arms coming into side angle. Keep this front knee bent so the knee is over the ankle. If you need to, you can bend your left elbow and place your forearm on top of your thigh. Everybody place your left hand on the mat on the inside of your left foot and bring your right arm up overhead, extending that straight arm up. Look past your armpit. Think about a straight line from your fingertips to your back foot. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Right knee comes down. Heel toe your left foot to the side of the mat. Hands underneath your shoulders. Untuck your right foot. Coming in to dragon again. Place your left hand on the inside of your right knee and turn your left knee and turn your left toes out about 45 degrees. Press your knee out until you come to the blade edge of your left foot. Look over your left shoulder. Ground your left foot. Heel toe your left foot into the center of the mat. Bring your hips up over your right knee as you straighten your left foot and straighten your left knee and flex your left foot. Inhale to flat back, exhale, fold into your half splits. Bend into the right knee or the left knee. Place both hands at the top of the mat. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee, step back to plank, lower to chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Let's do this on the other side. Inhale your left leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through in between your hands. Lower the back knee. Untuck the toes. Inhale up to a low lunge. And exhale, hands down to the mat on the inside of your left foot. If needed, scoot your right knee back a little bit to feel that nice stretch. Letting your heart shine through your shoulders. Look about 3 feet in front of you. Heel toe your left foot back to the center of the mat. Tuck your left toes. Lift the knee and turn the foot so it now faces the side of the mat. Windmill your arms up, bringing up your right followed by your left into warrior 2. Come into goddess. We'll skip the star again this time. Warrior 2 at the front of the mat. Place your left hand on your left thigh. Inhale your right arm up to the sky, coming into reverse warrior. Back to warrior 2. Turn your palms so they face the side of the mat. Lean forward, rotate your arms, coming into side angle. So you notice my right elbow is on the inside of my right knee, and my hand is pointed toward the mat, but not quite touching, so it's hovering just above the mat. My belly is up away from my thigh, and if needed, I can bend my elbow here and place my forearm on top of my thigh without moving. I'm still in that same position. Everyone bring your right hand down to the mat and bring your left arm up overhead, straightening that arm, thinking about a straight line from your fingertips all the way to the back foot. Look up past your armpit. Bring your left hand down to the mat. Heel toe your right foot to the side of the mat as you bring your right knee down. Untuck the toes. Come into your dragon with your hands underneath your shoulders, looking about 3 feet in front of you. Turn the right toes 45 degrees. Place your right hand on the inside of your right knee and press it out slightly. So you come to the blade edge of the foot. Look over your right shoulder at the back wall. ground the right foot. Heel toe your right foot into the center of the mat. Bring your hips up over your left knee. Straighten the right knee. Flex the right foot. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold into your half splits. Bend into the right knee. Tuck the left toes. Place your hands at the top of the mat. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. We got one more add-on. And then maybe I'll tell you a nice story. Inhale your right leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through in between your hands. Lower the back knee. Keep the toes tucked. Inhale your arms up overhead. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Hands back to center. Then all the way down to the mat. Heel toe your right foot to the side of the mat. And maybe scoot your left knee back if needed. Come into dragon. Pulling that knee in toward your body here in dragon. So avoid letting it splay out. You want to pull that knee in close to your shoulder. Heel toe your right foot back into the center. Tuck the left toes, turn the foot sideways, and inhale up to warrior two. Turn both toes, coming into goddess. This time we'll do our star. Inhale up to star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale up to star. Exhale to goddess. Inhale up to star. Exhale to goddess. And turn toward the back into warrior two. Bend a little deeper. Place your right hand on your back thigh. Come rise up into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Turn your palms to face the side. Lean forward. Rotate the arms coming into side angle. Left hand down to the mat. Extended side angle with that right hand extended over the head. Again, thinking about a straight line from your fingertips, that back foot. Both hands down to the mat. Heel toe the left knee and bring the right knee down, coming into dragon. Don't forget your breath here. That Ujjayi breath. Rotate that foot about the left foot 45 degrees. Place your left hand on the inside of the knee and press it out slightly, coming to the blade edge. Look and back if you're coming into a twisted dragon. Ground the foot, heel toe the foot into the center. Come into half splits with your hips up over your knee. Inhale to flat back, exhale, fold. Bend into the right knee. Hands at the top of the mat. Tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee. Inhale your arms up into crescent lunge. Bending into this front knee still. So it's very similar to a warrior two, except our hips are now squared to the front of the mat. Our knee is still bent and we're up on our toes on this back foot, really working to get that heel up a little bit more. As we work that heel up, it'll help us keep our balance. And our belly's up away from our thigh, arms up overhead. And exhale your hands down to your heart center. Inhale again. And exhale, twist the left, bringing this right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Inhale. And exhale, twist a little bit more, working to get your hands to the center of your chest. Look up. Keep your hands where they are and come back to crescent. Start to bring your weight to your left foot as you drag your right foot up to the back of the mat. Bring your torso forward and your right leg back, flexing your right foot, coming into warrior three. Slowly rise all the way up as you bring your right foot to meet your left. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale. Inhale as you bring your weight to your left foot and lift your right up into staff. Think about this 90-degree angle in my knee, my hip, and my foot is flexed. Slowly bring your torso forward as you slowly kick your right leg back, keeping the toes flexed here, coming back to warrior 3. And very carefully place your foot back on the mat, coming back to crescent lunge. From here in crescent lunge, left arm comes forward, right arm comes back, left foot comes down, toes facing the side, coming into warrior 2. The triumphant warrior 2. Windmill your hands back down to the mat. Step back to plank, lower to chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. Inhale your left leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through in between your hands. Lower the back foot, keep the toes tucked. Inhale your arms up overhead. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Lower your hands back down to the mat on the inside of your left foot. Heel to the left foot out to the side. Maybe scoot your right knee back a little bit if needed. Untuck the toes. Come into dragon. Heel toe the left foot back to the center. Tuck the right toes. Turn the foot and rise up into warrior 2. We've been here before. We know where we're going. Goddess pose. To star. Back to goddess. And to star. Again, goddess. And star. Back to goddess. And turn towards the front in warrior 2. Humble or reverse your warrior, bringing that left hand down to the thigh, right hand up to the sky. Back to warrior 2. Rotate the palms, lean forward, come into side angle. Lower the right hand, bring the left up overhead, coming into extended side angle. Left hand down, right knee down, untuck the or left knee down, untuck the toes, heel toe the right foot to the side of the mat, come into dragon. Turn the toes 45 degrees. Place the right hand on the inside of the right knee and press it out slightly. Look over your right shoulder. Ground the right foot, heel toe the foot into the center of the mat. Bring the hips up over your left knee. Come into half splits. Inhale to flat back, exhale, fold. Bend into the right knee. Bring the hands to the top of the mat. Tuck your left toes, keeping the heel up. Bend into the right knee. Inhale your arms up into crescent lunge. So we've been here before. Scissor the legs, pressing the thighs together to help get your hips squared to the front of the mat. Bring your belly up so your torso is up over your hips. Arms up overhead, shoulders down away from your ears. Just as your arms are super strong and your muscles are activated in warrior 2, activate them here in crescent lunge. Bring your hands down to your heart center in prayer. Inhale. And exhale, twist to the right, bringing that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Inhale. And exhale, twist a little bit more, working your chest up so your hands come to the center of your chest. Look up. Keep your hands where they are. Come back to crescent lunge with your torso up. Start to bring your weight to your right foot as you drag your left foot up to the front of the mat. Keeping your toes pointed just for a second, start to bring your torso down and lift your left foot. As it starts to lift, flex your left foot, coming into warrior 3. Stretching your head one direction, your foot the other, working to make sure your hips are squared to your mat. So if your left hip is up a little bit more, bring it down a little bit more. Slowly rise up, bring your torso up and your left foot to meet your right at the front of the mat. Inhale your arms up overhead. Keep them there as you exhale. Inhale your left foot up into staff. Again, think about this 90-degree angle in your hip. Your knee and your foot is flexed. Keeping your hands where they are. Start to kick your left foot back as your torso comes forward, coming back to warrior 3 with your hands extended overhead. Slowly place your left foot on the mat, just the toes, rise up into crescent. Lower the back foot so the toes face the side of the mat and come into warrior 2. Be slow and beautiful, triumphant warrior 2. Windmill the hands back down to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. We'll go through our beautiful warrior versus dragon flow one more time. And as we do, I'll share with you the little story that comes with it. Inhale your right leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing it through in between your hands. Keep the back toes tucked as you inhale up to a low lunge. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Hands come down to the mat. Heel toe your right foot to this outside. Maybe step your left knee out a little bit, coming into your dragon. There was a dragon in the land that needed to be defeated. Heel toe your right foot back into center. Lift or tuck your left toes, lift the knee. Put the foot down and rise up into warrior 2. And there was a warrior. And everybody sought for that warrior. Come into goddess. And the goddess saw the warrior. Come to star. Back to goddess. To star. Back to goddess. To star. Back to goddess. Hold. And the goddess spoke to the warrior. Turn to the back to warrior 2. Reverse warrior. And the warrior heard the goddess up in the stars. Back to warrior 2. Turn both hands towards the side, lean forward, come into side angle. And he listened and he accepted the calling. Bring your left hand down to the mat, come into side, extended side angle. And he descended, or she descended, to meet the dragon, both hands down to the mat. Come into your dragon. And the dragon met the warrior. Turn the left toes 45 degrees. Place the left hand on the knee. Look behind you, coming into that twisted dragon. And the dragon was ready. Heel toe your left foot into the mat, into the center. Come into your half splits. Bend back into the left knee. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee up. Rise up into crescent lunge. And there was a battle between the warrior and the dragon. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Twist over to the left, bringing that right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Twist a little bit more, working that chest up so the hands come between your ribs. Keeping the hands where they are. Rise back up into crescent. Bring your weight to your left foot as you drag your right foot forward. Come into warrior 3. And the dragon and the warrior fought. But the warrior was strong. Start to rise up. Bring the right foot to meet the left. Inhale the arms up overhead. Keeping the hands there as you exhale. Inhale. Your right knee up into staff. And with great strength, the warrior defeated the dragon. Slowly bring your torso forward. Come back to warrior 3. Lower back to crescent lunge. And warrior 2, our triumphant warrior. Windmill the arms back down to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. We'll do that flow one more time on the opposite side. And as we do, think about that story and put yourself in place of the warrior. And whatever it is you're working to defeat is the dragon. Inhale your left foot up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing it through in between your hands. Lower the right knee. Keep the toes tucked as you inhale up to a low lunge. Maybe give yourself a back bend. Lower all the way down. Come into dragon. Maybe scooting your right knee back a little bit. Heel toe the left foot back into center. Tuck the left or the right toes and turn your foot to the side, rooting it into the mat as you inhale up to warrior 2. Come to goddess. Come to star. Exhale to goddess. Inhale to star. Exhale to goddess. Inhale to star one more time. And goddess. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Back to warrior 2. Side angle. Extended side angle. Both hands down. Come into dragon. Twisted dragon. Half splits. Bend back into that right foot, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, rise up into crescent lunge. Hands to heart center. And exhale, twisted crescent lunge. Keep your hands where they are. Come back to crescent with your chest up. Start to bring your weight to your right foot as you scoot your left along the mat. Slowly bring your torso down and your left foot up, coming into warrior 3. Rise up, hands up overhead. Exhale, keep your hands where they are. Inhale your left foot up to staff. And start to kick your foot back, coming back into warrior 3 with your hands overhead this time. Lower the back foot, come into crescent. And warrior 2. Windmill your hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. The dragon defeated, or the warrior defeated the dragon. Look forward at your hands. Step them all the way up to the front. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale your hands down to your heart center. Our challenge in this practice, we do a couple variations, or a few variations of Warrior 3. Our challenge is how we hold our Warrior 3. We're going to hold it, and as we hold it, we'll move our hands in different positions. So inhale your hands up overhead first, and exhale, step your right foot forward and bring your torso down as you bring your left foot back. So here's 1. For 2, bring your hands to your heart center, staying where you're at. For 3, come to eagle arms, wrapping your right arm around your left, bringing your palms together if you can. And for 4, bring your hands up over your back, interlace your fingers, press your palms together, straighten your elbows. Oop. And if you fall out, that's okay, it's a challenge. Slowly rise all the way up. We'll do that on the other side. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, bring your left foot forward and start to come into your Warrior 3 as you lift your right foot. Stay strong through that left leg. You may have some wobbling here. That's okay. Bring your hands to heart center for 2. Eagle arms for 3, bringing your left around your right. And for 4, bring your hands around your back and release your fingers, press your palms together, straighten your elbows. And slowly come all the way up. Take a deep breath and exhale. Come to the front of your mat. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, fold. Bring your toes about hip width distance apart, or your feet about hip width distance apart, so they're just underneath your hips. It's about 2 fists in between your feet. Bend your knees and let your belly rest on top of your thighs, coming into ragdoll, just as we did at the beginning of our practice. Letting ourselves hang here, maybe grab opposite elbows, sway back and forth. Shake your head yes and no. Come to stillness. Place your hands on the mat. Heel toe your feet back in to each other. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Lower all the way down to your body and chaturanga arms. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your elbows out in back of you. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale your chest up, using your core to help lift your chest up. Very little weight in your hands. If you're ready, hover your hands above the mat slightly, using your core to hold you up. Lower all the way down. Bring your hands out to the side in a T. Continue to press the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale all the way up, using your core to bring your chest up. Bring your hands down by your side and inhale your feet up. And as you lift your feet, kind of try to pull them in toward each other, and then instead of letting them splay out. Bring your hands up over your back, interlace your fingers, press your palms together, and press your hands away from you to bring your chest up a little bit more, and lower all the way down. Press your hands into the mat just underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, press up into plank, come to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your foot through so that your knee meets your right wrist and your ankle meets your left wrist. Lower the back knee. Come into a half pigeon. Scoot your back knee back if that's a little bit better for you. I like a good stretch here. Bring your shin to be parallel to the front of your mat. If that's a little much, pull your shin in a little bit more, and as you progress through this pose, you'll start to bring your shin out a little bit more. Flex your foot here and bring your hips a little bit more squared to the mat. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, start to come forward with a flat back as you walk your hands forward. Come as far as you can and relax. And breathe. Walk your hands back in under your chest. Tuck your left toes, step back to plank, and come to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, swing your knee through to meet your left wrist and your ankle to meet your right wrist. Scoot your right knee back if needed to help get your hips more squared to your mat. Same thing as on the other side. You're working toward getting your shin parallel to the front of your mat. If that's a little much, bring your knee in closer to you, or your foot in closer to you. And as you work on this pose, you'll start to bring your knee out or your foot out a little bit more, working on getting it parallel to the mat. Bring your right hip down a little bit more. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, fold. Bring your hands down to the mat, walk them out. Once you can go as far as you can, relax into the pose. Keep that left foot flexed here. Continue to breathe. Remember that Ujjayi breath. Walk your hands back in. Swing your right leg out in front of you. Straighten both feet out or both legs out in front of you. Here, flex your toes. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, fold, hinging at the hips here, keeping your back flat as you come down. When your hands come far enough, either grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers or grab around the outside of your feet. Continue to keep your feet flexed. Activate the muscles in your calves and your thighs here. Inhale again to that flat back and exhale, fold. Really working on pulling your head to your feet, just as we do in a lot of our forward folds. Elbows in to your calves instead of splayed out. And release. Come all the way up. Place your hands behind your glutes with your fingers pointing toward your glutes, about 5 to 6 inches behind. Point your toes, press your palms into that to lift your hips up, and work on getting your feet flat to the mat. Press your hips up a little bit more and slowly lower all the way down onto your back. Hug both knees into your chest and let your left go straight. Keep your right knee bent into your chest. Grab the outside of your right knee with your left hand and pull it over to the left as you look to the right. Keep your right shoulder on the mat. Bring your right arm out straight and feel that twist. Bring your knee back into center. Hug both knees into your chest and straighten the right leg all the way down. Continue to pull that left knee into your chest. Place your right arm on the outside of your left thigh. Pull it up over to the right and look to the left as you keep your left shoulder on the mat. Bring your left arm out to the side. Continue to breathe here. back to center. Hug both knees into your chest and rotate your knees out as you bring the soles of your feet to touch and place your feet on the mat, coming into a reclined cobbler's pose. Place one hand on your belly and the other hand on your heart. Before we get into our Shavasana, we'll do this simple breathing exercise. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And come back to your regular breathing. Straighten your legs out with your feet about mat width distance apart. Let your toes splay wide, hands down by your sides with your palms up. Make any adjustments you need to with your shoulders. Close your eyes. Let your tongue relax from the roof of your mouth. Come back to your regular breathing and let your body sink into your mat for these few minutes of Shavasana. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. To bring more movement back into your limbs. Hug your knees into your chest. Turn onto your left side, coming into a fetal position. Press your right hand into the mat to bring you all the way up and come to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center. Keep your eyes closed. And just as we started, let's end our class with our affirmation. Say these words with me. I am a warrior. I defeat my dragons. I create the world I want. One more time. I am a warrior. I defeat my dragons. I create the world I want. Take these words with you after this practice. Wherever you need it, remember, you are a warrior, and you defeat your dragons. You can create the world that you want. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.